Hey guys, Kate here. In today's video, what I'm going to talk to you about is developing a content marketing strategy. I'm going to kind of talk to you about a basic content marketing strategy, and then I'm going to talk to you about what I would consider to be, the components of a more advanced content marketing strategy. Before I do that, there are two really critical things, whether you're going to focus on a basic strategy or a more advanced strategy, that you have to start with. Two things. Number one is your audience. Who is your audience? You have to know your audience, and you need to know them intimately, because any strategy, any content, any kind of goal or objective pursued apart from what brings value to your audience is not going to be a winning strategy. So the number one thing that you have to start with, regardless of what type of content strategy you're going to develop and deploy, is who is your audience. You got to know what their pain points are, what they're trying to accomplish, and you need to know them intimately. The second thing you have to know is your unique objectives. What are your business goals? What are you trying to accomplish? What pain points are you trying to solve? So before you dive headfirst into any kind of content marketing strategy, you have to start with those two things. Any strategy built apart from those two priorities is not going to be a winning strategy, so start there. So let's talk a little bit about a basic content marketing strategy. Let's say you're a small to medium-sized business, you have a limited kind of budget, limited resources from a staffing perspective, or whatever the case might be. How might you focus on a content marketing strategy? Really, four key things that I would encourage you to consider. Number one is your website. Second thing would be social media. Third thing would be your digital ad strategy, and the fourth thing would be your email approach. How are you going to nurture and connect with your prospects with email? The first things first, your website. It's by far the most important thing. It's the nucleus of everything else. It's the core or the foundation of the rest of your content marketing strategy, whether basic or advanced. So you have to start there. Is it updated? Have you touched it in the last couple of months, or has it been sitting around for years? Is it optimized for SEO? Does it have updated relevant content for your end user? What's the design look like? Is it clean? Is it intuitive? Is it built for your end user? So start with your website. If it's not grading at a 10 out of 10, then that's where you need to start. If your website's in a good position, or once you get your website in a good position, the second thing I would consider if I were deploying a basic content marketing strategy is your social media channels. It's the most accessible kind of content to create. There are millions of people obviously on social media, so it's a channel that is very accessible to your audience. But in addition to social media, the thing that makes that one of the most basic and the first things that you should consider is your ability to connect with your audience, to grow your audience, and to engage your audience through the usage of digital ads. And so that's why I would really start with social media. One, it's accessible, it's easy to set up, it's easy to create content with, but then in addition to that, you can utilize digital ads to really amplify your message, build your audience, and engage that audience. And then the last thing I do if you're gonna pursue a basic content marketing strategy is the use of email. Look, if you have customers, you have email addresses. Whether it's 10 or it's 10,000, you can deploy those for your use by adding valuable, rich content to your audience. Even if they're past customers, staying top of mind, nurturing them, adding value to them is a really effective way of staying in front of them and staying connected with them. And again, it's not that expensive and just requires a little bit of time and a little bit of discipline. And so if you want to think about a basic content strategy, those are the things I would consider. If you want to go more of the advanced content marketing route, the types of things that I would add on to what I just shared about the basics is blogging, pillar pages, content offers and landing pages, and then a more advanced SEO strategy. Blogging has a couple of purposes. One, it's a really effective way of educating and informing and creating rich content for your audience so that they can consume that content as a way of adding value to whatever goal they're trying to accomplish or pain point they're trying to solve. The other thing about blogging is it has really rich SEO value. So every time you publish a new blog, you're publishing a new page to your website, which gives more content for Google to index and therefore crawl when it comes to Google search. And so as long as you're creating good content, valuable to your audience, it has a lot of SEO value, and it's one of the real big reasons to have a blogging strategy. The other thing I would focus on is a pillar page strategy. Pillar pages, and you can Google it and find a really quick definition of this, but it's basically a page where you create almost like a table of contents of content, and then you link away to different really deep and rich resources based on whatever topic you're creating a pillar page on. And again, has tremendous SEO value. The third thing I would really focus on would be content offers and landing pages. Content offers are things like ebooks or really in-depth infographics, gated content that's really valuable to your audience and gives them an opportunity to opt into your marketing and you an opportunity to generate leads. So this is one of the big tools that you use if your focus of marketing is lead generation, because it's your consumer or your prospect opting into your marketing in the exchange for a very valuable and helpful resource to them, and a very effective strategy. Lastly, if you're going to go down the road of an advanced content marketing strategy, you have to have an SEO game plan. And so we have some other videos on SEO. We have plenty of resources on SEO, so you can dig into those. But if you're going to go down the advanced content marketing strategy, a big component of that is really focusing on your SEO, both on your site and through all the ongoing content that you're going to create. So there's a lot of information there. And so you got to boil it down to, how much time do you have? What are your internal resources in terms of talent? And what is your budget? And those kinds of things can really oftentimes help you identify, do you need a basic content marketing strategy, or are you ready and prepared for the next level of an advanced content marketing strategy?